Do you feel like was the most insightful question or feedback that touched your part of the presentation?
I think in general, it's always good to pause for a minute and say, how far have we come? Sometimes our heads are just down and we're just powering through. And so stopping and lifting your head and being able to say, wow, we've really made progress. And we could do that across all of those scientific aspects that, of course, were discussed. I think the reaction in the collaboration and advocacy organization part of the session that I led was a realization that these groups are all working together and they're talking to each other. And sometimes, if you're not really deep in it, all the acronyms get confusing and you're not sure who everybody is. And is there redundant work and is it duplicative? And I think for the most part, we could look back and really show that, yes, we've had an explosion of new organizations, but they've all been extremely thoughtful about how they coordinated with others and what space they played. I think the big reaction that everyone has was the recognition that we need to get outside of our own echo chamber.
Mhm.
Alzheimer's people love Alzheimer's people, and we're still a very, very small group when you compare us to other therapeutic areas like diabetes and psychiatry and oncology. So we need to get out of our own space and invite more people in, and we need to make sure that our space is very welcoming. And that we need to make sure that even though it might take a little longer before we start something new, we check and make sure it's not already happening somewhere else because we really don't have enough resources in our field yet to have a bunch of duplicative activity. So those were probably the two big key takeaways is let's get more folks in, let's embrace others, and let's make sure that before we start something new, we make sure that there's not something already going in that space.